Oh, absolutely. Thinking about this interview coming into it, going back to some of the questions we covered earlier in the season, how do you guys feel about where you were ranked in the preseason polls? And, some of it comes back to that we love going in and proving the polls wrong. We don't put a lot of value into those polls. They work pretty good for marketing and that, but the end result, regardless of the sport, seem to really not be very accurate. So, but they work pretty well for us, and we feel like respect is earned, and this is another way we're going to earn that respect by finishing well ahead, team-wise and individually, of where we were ranked coming into this 2014 indoor season. Placing, I think top 4. I think we're going to have, as we always do in conference, we're going to have some breakthrough performances. And I think those could come from Nick Stern's debut in the heptathlon indoors. Trenton Osborne, freshman long jumper, he's sitting in the top 3 in the conference right now. We have Stephen Warner, veteran, coming back, but he didn't compete indoors last year, so we have him coming more than ready. He wanted to leave yesterday. He's so ready to go. Jordan Arakawa leading conference in the weight throw and having his sights set on a potential berth at the national championships. I think all those factors, in our distance medley relay team's very young, but there are only 10 teams entered, so again, we run really well. We're going to pick up a couple more points than maybe we anticipated. And again, that's going to put us, I think, realistically into a top 4 position at the indoor championships. Right, yeah, those guys are all strong podium candidates. And a sweep, and I think there's a wild card in there for us too. Sitting 11th ranked coming in is also Sean Lamatha. So going into finals, we potentially could have 4 of the 8 scoring positions wearing Eastern uniforms, and the top 3 could easily be us. Sac State has a very good throw. January James is a solid competitor, but we beat him head-to-head last time, but we know that was last time, and these are the championships. So. Again, that on the men's side, that group is definitely going to set a tremendous tone for the meet going into for that weight throw to happen down at Holt Arena. And then John, of course, is coming back in the shot put too, and he could easily be, if John has that phenomenal kind of meet, he could be a double top of the podium guy, shot put and weight throw champion. So, although Jordan and Zach may dispute that, but it's championships and things happen that you don't anticipate. And, like I say, those guys can sweep it, but it's up to them who's first, second, and third. And then Sean can say, well, yeah, maybe take top 4. So, yeah, it'll be a great event to watch. Yeah, Brad goes in as, well, as a couple of years ago we were the Brads, and now we're the Brad, carrying on a great tradition of 400 meter runners at Eastern. Brad goes in as the top seed. Beat the Sac kid head-to-head 2 weeks ago at the Husky Classic, but again, that was 2 weeks ago. Brad knows tactically what we need to do to get through the preliminary round on Friday and into the finals on Saturday. He's got a great lane draw for that to occur, and then Austin could be another great wild card surprise scorer for us. The only thing that he doesn't have is a lot of indoor race experience. This is a 200 meter board track. We'll be going to a different spike configuration. We'll be putting the sticky tape on the shoes. And those are some new things, but those don't phase Brad or Austin. They know that they both are going to make finals, and Brad is going to come away as an individual champion. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And Jameson from NAU has been at the top of the heap all season, but again, that was regular season, and we're championship season. Steven knows what he is capable of, and like I said, he was ready to go yesterday. Had a very good couple of last weeks. Knows how he has to race. We've cleaned a couple of things up technically in his hurdling. That's going to put him in a great position to be on top of the podium. And it will be, those top 3 places realistically are going to be separated by a 100th of a second. I mean, those top 4 guys are that good and that close, all technically skilled at the indoor 60 hurdles. That's going to be a bit of a battle royale. When we get to distances, I'll talk about battle royale 2. But I think battle royale 1 will be that men's fast heat of the 4x4. We have 6 teams, 6 lanes, and it's going to be fight for that pole position with Colin at the leadoff position. and then a very solid 2, 3, and 4 legs coming in, and those guys are motivated to win it both indoor and outdoor, to make it a bookend championship year for them. And this is a group that I have no doubt they can do that. And again, we fortunate enough to get a good lane draw for the opening leg of that 4x4, which indoors is very critical, to be able to win the break, make the rest of the field adjust their stride to your leadoff runner's stride. And that's be Colin's responsibility. As a senior, have every drop of faith in the world that he's going to put us in that position to have us be the team to pass in that race to win it. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And Phil is another one of those great. I love taking seasoned athletes into championships versus rookies. I mean, rookies, you're kind of, you're taking it in, hoping to get the dividends later. And like an Austin Upmeyer, he may contribute right away. But that invaluable experience of being in with, 22 teams of the Big Sky Conference, they're the only sport that really has 22 teams there at once. There are, 11 men's, 11 women's. So he really sees the spectrum of talent. In Philip's case, he's seen that. He's coming off a great outdoor championship in Portland last year. He's highly ranked in the long and triple. He could probably win the triple. I know he's motivated to do that. High jump is very stacked on the men's side this year. 3 guys over 7 foot. It'll be an excellent competition. It's a great high jump facility at Idaho State. But schedule-wise, it works out great for Phil's legs to be fairly well rested when he goes into the high jump. Then the long jump, he'll have one of our other top freshmen in the conference, Trenton Osborne from Eastmont High School, will come in, and Trenton can win it all. He's been over 24 feet, and he could be the surprise. He and Austin Upmeyer could be the freshman athletes of the meet. So it's very exciting to watch these young guys that are just have that talent level and are that highly ranked in the Big Sky already, and being able for, in Trenton's case, to have someone like Philip to train with on a day-to-day basis. So, that mentality of kind of grind it out through workouts, and now you're at the championship, and we can uncork things and have some fun with this meet. And Nick Stearns was the other one. Nick's a tremendous conference competitor. His record in the vault through every one of our championship meets just reflects his readiness mentally and physically to compete. The other element this year, he's going to be doing the heptathlon, where he's also ranked 4th in the conference. But he'll be coming off that. And again, the schedule is favorable for him to be very successful in both of those events. So Nick, being an all-conference guy and potential conference champion in the vault, is very realistic. Distance events, we have a distance medley relay. Freshmen and sophomores comprise that relay, well, except for Quinn. Quinn's a senior, but again, that's a very young group. Only 10 teams in the field. Our leadoff runner running the 1200 will need to get us established, and once that happens, we're going to be in a great scoring position. And that's a group where, because of the youthfulness of our DMR, the dividends are going to come in the years to come. We have a tremendous group of distance runners. A couple of them are redshirting. One's kind of dinged up and he's not competing, but they'll do very well. And then in the open mile, Stephen Bottoms, one of our freshmen, will be kind of getting his Division I baptism. He'll be in with the guys that can run sub 4-minute miles. He's a 4:16 miler, which is very respectable, but when you put him on the track against a sub 4 flat guy, it's a different animal. But Stephen's not intimidated by that, but he's going to be able to gain invaluable experience from that next time he steps onto the track, and not be intimidated by that caliber of performer, and know that he's earned his lane, and he's going to race, not just run, because it is a championship. It's championship week. I love the Big Sky Championships. It's just such a unique event, because I say you have 11 full men's teams, 11 full women's teams, all in one facility. It's well scheduled. It's a well-run, organized meet. Idaho State has done a knockout job over the years hosting this meet, and that's going to continue this week. So we'll go down there and see a lot of outstanding performances, and a lot of hopefully individually get a couple of our athletes into the national championships in Albuquerque in a couple more weeks.